Country reacting to the two deadly mass shootings that took place in El Paso and Dayton that left over 30 people dead, even right here in our community. 23 ABC's reporter Leslie Gooden speaking with healthcare officials and members of the community on what they believe is the cause of these string of mass shootings. She joins us now in studio with more. Leslie?
Good evening, Tim. Today I spoke with members of the community on their thoughts on violent video games and mental health, and if these two have any connection to mass shootings.
Erica Hernandez is a mother of 3 and says that she does not think video games are impacting mass shootings in our country. Her family plays games ranging from violent to friendly.
I think for the most part it has a lot to do with the parenting, only because I have a family of gamers. I have my spouse who's a gamer, my brother's a gamer, my daughter's a gamer. So I don't see it as being a problem in our family, only because of the amount of time that I invest, not only to my kids, but to my family.
On Saturday in El Paso, Texas, a 20-year-old man opened fire and killed 22 people with an assault rifle. Police say they found documents believed to be written by the suspect, including anti-immigrant, hate, and white nationalist and racist views. He may face hate crime charges and additional capital murder charges. Then a second mass shooting took place in Dayton, Ohio, hours later, killing 9 individuals. Today, President Trump said in a press conference, video games may contribute to an uptick in mass shootings.
This includes the gruesome and grisly video games that are now commonplace. It is too easy today for troubled youth to surround themselves with a culture that celebrates violence.
The president added that mental health, too, plays a role in the reoccurring mass shootings.
We must reform our mental health laws to better identify mentally disturbed individuals who may commit acts of violence and make sure those people not only get treatment, but when necessary, involuntary confinement.
Bill Walker, director of Kern County Behavioral Health and Recovery Services, says it's not one precise thing that leads to mass shootings.
Wouldn't rule out any one item as in or out when you talk about video games or social media or information that is pushed. And so obviously, I think one of the issues we need to look at is what information gets to people and how powerful is that information.
Walker further shared that the majority of the mass shootings that have happened throughout the country have been conducted by young white males.
Usually what you find is that you have young white males, often very narcissistic, and they develop a chip on their shoulder. And so that chip then begins to gravitate towards, it's either going to get externalized or internalized. If it's internalized, that becomes suicidal thoughts. If it's externalized, it becomes potential danger, and quite often.
Today, the president of the American Psychological Association released a statement saying routinely blaming mass shootings on mental illness is unfounded and stigmatizing. Research has shown that only a very small percentage of violent acts are committed by people who are diagnosed with or in treatment for mental illness.
If you do almost anything that pulls you out of engagement, you'll likely become more depressed.
The Behavioral Health and Recovery Services is encouraging anyone who's feeling anxious, angry, or alone to please call their hotline at 1-800-991-5272, which is available 24 hours a day. Live in studio, Leslie Gooden, 23 ABC News, connecting you.